Lats are a body part that a lot of people have trouble activating. So we're gonna go over a couple of principles here that will probably help you recruit your lats more effectively. The first one that I wanna touch on is scapular elevation and depression. For those people that are quite trap dominant, they'll have a tendency to shrug up as they row. If you're shrugging up as you row, you're lengthening your lats, and as a consequence, they cannot effectively contract. A contraction is a shortening of a muscle. So if you find yourself, as you fatigue or at any time, elevating your scapula and shrugging up, you are reducing the ability of the lats to contribute to the movement. So throughout the movement, always try and drive your scapula and your entire shoulder girdle down towards your hip in order to put the lats in the most biomechanically advantageous position to contract. Another thing to remember when it comes to lat training is that while you need a neutral spine, you do not need an excessively extended spine. When you excessively extend your spine, again, you're going to reduce the contribution of the lats and you're allowing the upper back to maintain or obtain a mechanical advantage when you're rowing. Keep a neutral spine. When it comes to scapular retraction, while it is important in some back movements, if you're trying to activate the rhomboids and the lower traps, it is not important for lat training. In fact, excessive scapular retraction can reduce the contribution of the lats. So if you are doing a row, for lats in particular, you don't have to retract your scaps. You just have to get your humerus in alignment with your torso in order to get the lats in the shortest possible position and therefore have an effective contraction. So a perfect row for your lats, scapula and shoulder girdle depressed, neutral spine, pull to a position where the humerus is in perfect alignment with the torso. And you should be able to feel a great lat contraction. There may be times where you want to train other parts of your back, and variations of this rowing movement are perfectly fine in order to do that. You want to train your upper back, your traps, your rhomboids, perhaps you're flaring your elbow out to the side, retracting the scaps heavily and extending at the spine. That's still a viable movement, it's just not a lat-based row. So keep in mind what you are trying to accomplish with your rowing movements and apply the correct principles in order to stimulate the target muscle groups. Lat row, upper back row. Big difference.